Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight, I'm going to be breaking down last night's five-game slate of NBA action. Normally, we're going to go with our regular formatting of the show. Normally, what I would do was jump into my core four review. That is where every day I go out and I issue a core of plays, either both four-man rotations, but you can use that for either DraftKings or FanDuel if you're building a nine-man roster on FanDuel, or if you're building that eight-man roster over there on DraftKings. It works for both sites. I issue that core, and what I want to do with that is I want to give you a place to start. If you're a newer guy just jumping into DFS, or if you're a more experienced guy, but you may need to look at my core four sometimes in order to help you start your build, I issue that out every day. Either it's posted to the website or I release it inside the Facebook groups, the VIPs that we do have. So I didn't do that today because on a slate that's 5 games or less, what we like to do here in the sweatshop is stack. We find the bigger point totals, the matchups that we really like, things we want to exploit about those, and what we do is we stack those items. So that's what we did tonight. Had some success in the sweatshop. A lot of great showings for a lot of cats in the sweatshop. But just to talk about that just briefly, man, let me tell you about this bullshit. Okay? Let me tell you about this bullshit. So, I live very close to the Charlotte area. I live in Florence, South Carolina. I am a Knicks fan through and through. I have never seen the motherfuckers win. So when I do want to go enjoy some basketball, maybe by a team that might win, or just player that I really like, Kemba Walker is probably my favorite player in the league. I love to watch this kid play. He is an awesome talent. My favorite point guard in the league. So whenever I get to see him in a matchup against another marquee point guard, I try to make my way to Charlotte, even if I gotta buy some cheap $22 seats because I do not have a lot of money. So, my wife and I, we get these tickets, these $22 tickets. They're fairly good. We're okay with that. We go there, and I'm hyped because I know all day I'm gonna see Kemba, I'm gonna see James Harden, I might see Michael Jordan. So it's gonna be dope. I'm gonna enjoy this night. Kemba's gonna ball out. He's at home. This is what I'm thinking. It's gonna be an awesome night. I've got my lineups already set. I already know that I'm not fucking with that Cleveland shit. I'm good, right? So halfway to the stadium, we're rolling through Charlotte. I kind of dozed off because I'm tired. I work a couple jobs. This is my passion. I do this a lot. That is discussed sports, basketball, namely right now with you all. So I kind of wake up from my slumber about 6:50. I have this like automatic clock that at 6:50 I'm up no matter what's going on because I know right around lock crazy shit starts to happen. Well, the cats in the VIP have been hitting me up for the last 20 minutes. Mo, yo, you gotta get your lineups changed. You gotta look at your lineups, make sure your lineups are straight, because it turns out the big three that's supposed to be sitting their big three ass out is now starting the motherfucking game. So now I wake up looking at my lineups, I'm scrambling, oh shit, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. So I know I got a couple of the reserve backup dudes here and there in different spots. I gotta get them out because they're probably not gonna be playing. Now I'm thinking my Westbrook lineups are really gonna be good. I'm gonna keep those, but I gotta change out these dudes. So I'm scrambling. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not gonna do all this scrambling. I'm playing light tonight. I've got about 4% of my complete bankroll in tonight. I'm just gonna condense all of these 8 lineups and $29 in tournament fees. I'm gonna condense that bitch into one line. Fuck it. So I go and I'm starting my line. I ended up with LeBron James in the lineup with in my Oklahoma City stack, which was good. Had George Hill in there. I had Jay Crowder. So I made this lineup, and I feel pretty good. Dario Saric is in the motherfucker. Like, I feel good about this lineup. Fuck it. I condensed it all to one. I'm going to set it and forget it. I ain't worrying about the shit for the rest of the night. If it wins, it wins. If it don't, it don't. Fuck it. So we go to the game, have a good time. This lineup fucking tanks. Like, all my Oklahoma City guys all went the fuck off. LeBron Snowflake for 41 points. Come to find out, George Hill's not playing. Come to find out, Jay Crowder's not playing. So this lineup went straight to shit. Ruined my night in DFS. The good thing about that was I was playing lightly, and it's something I preach to you guys, man, is you got to be available, and that was my mistake. You got to be available around lock. Cats in the sweatshop in the VIP, they were on it. They were on top of it. They were sending me messages, trying to hit me up, letting me know what was going on. They knew I was at the game. That's the family, man. The family came. They came to my rescue. But I was too busy dozing off on the passenger side while my lovely wife was driving through the city of Charlotte en route to watch Kimba really destroy what could have been a wonderful night for the boy. So let's go ahead and jump into the feature for Players of the Night. These are the four most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS Sweatshop desktop site, on Twitter, as well as in the Facebook VIPs. We're going to start with the Who Dat scoring all them points over there, Player of the Night. And on a 5-game slate like this, man, you've got to give it to Dario Saric. I'm talking about 10% owned, 4.1K was the price. He went out and brought back 43 DraftKings points. That was an excellent game from him. Now, we've seen this from him a couple times this season. This dude can really ball. This dude can really ball. And I kind of like him going forward. I really do. Now, the only thing is when Embiid comes back, it's definitely going to cut into his minutes. But this dude can really ball. And he deserves a more expanded role, especially in terms of his offensive game. This dude is really good. Really good guy. Dario Saric, awesome play. Who Dat scoring all the points over there, play tonight. The next guy I'm going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight? This is a guy that we talked about on last night's show. I went on a quick rant about how the Boston Celtics are keep running this fucking Jaylen Brown dude out there, and the dude sucks. They keep on playing this guy. He's not very good. And when they had this guy in and out that we're talking about, he would go out and light it up. Had really nice games with Avery Bradley being out of the fold. We're talking about Marcus Smart. I did not have him in any lineup. Only ran one lineup, but he wasn't even on my radar. After we talked about him on the show, and I got jumbled around and fumbled, he was in the lineup, but I had to take him out when I condensed them all, and I did the export feature on DraftKings, where I just put all of the lineups together as one lineup, and I left out Marcus Smart. 10% was his ownership, 5.5K. He went out and scored 43 DraftKings points. Excellent game. How the fuck did I miss that? The next play we're going to talk about is the Heat Check player tonight. This is the guy. Probably wasn't the highest in salary. Definitely didn't score the most DraftKings points. But this dude just went out, and above all else, he fucking balled. He delivered. He was a guy that we were on a lot in the sweatshop all day. Cats hit me up on Twitter. Peyton or Fournier. Or Fournier. Or Fournier. I was on him. I love Fournier in the spot. 21% ownership. 5.9K was his salary. He went out and scored 47.75 DraftKings points. That was an awesome game we saw at that price point for Evan Fournier. And that is why tonight, the man bun, salute. You are the Heat Check play of the night. The next guy I'm going to talk about is that one motherfucker. And you know what? A lot of times there's 2, 3, 4, 5, but we can only talk about that one motherfucker. There was a lot of guys that snowflaked on a night like tonight on a 5-game slate. We did not think there was going to be this type of blizzard going on. But this dude, man, he definitely contributed. Probably was the biggest contributor to a lot of lineups being fucked up. We're talking about Jahlil Okafor at 15% ownership. Was in a really nice spot. No Embiid, no Rashawn Holmes. It was just all him. The front court was his to have. And this dude went out, man, at 15% ownership, 4.4K, brought back 10 DraftKings points. Brother, I like to highlight this when it happens. But your ownership was higher than your DraftKings score, brother. That means you ran off on the motherfucking plug. And tonight, Jahlil, Mr. Okafor, you's a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I ain't gonna roster your ass again. Now let's go and get on with the rest of the motherfucking show. Now, what we like to do in this point in the show is go ahead and jump into a brief recap of last night's games. We do this so that we can keep track on what's going on, so you know what's happening, because you know me. This show is probably going to be coming out pretty late because once we got back from Charlotte, I had to sit down and watch the games. Luckily, it was only a 5-game slate, and I watched one game live, so I went back and I had 4 more games to watch, and I watched all of these games, 2 of them in their entirety. The other 2, I watched the condensed version of the game. So let's go ahead and jump into that quick recap. We're going to start in Charlotte, where your boy was in attendance. The hoes obviously were not there because we didn't see Kemba balling out. But we're going to start on the Houston side, where Trevor Ariza played 41 minutes, had a decent game, 11 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, while shooting a paltry 36% from the field. He hit 3 of 10 3-point shots. We needed him to knock down more threes in order to really return a solid investment on that buy-in. Next guy I'm going to talk about, Ryan Anderson, 34 minutes for him. He had 14 and 4 to go with 1 assist. Not a great game there. Clint Capella chipped in 11 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and 3 steals in his excuse me, in his 26 minutes. Pat Beverly, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals while shooting 46% from the field. And James Harden had a pretty decent game. Not that big James Harden game that we're really looking for. He had 30 points, 11 boards, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block while playing 39 minutes. Saw a nice game from Montrezl Harrell off of the bench, 15 and 4 with 1 assist, 1 steal while shooting 70% from the field. On the Charlotte Hornets side, pretty decent game we saw from Nick Batum. He doubled. He had 10 assists, 5 rebounds, and 14 points to go with a steal and a block in his 34 minutes. Kemba Walker, man, what a disappointment, bro. What a disappointment. You're making me look bad. You're making me look bad because I'm one of your biggest supporters, man, and you got to do better than this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Go into the All-Star break, do what you got to do, and come back balling like you was in the beginning of the season. This is fucking atrocious. Kemba Walker, 35 minutes for him. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block while shooting 42% from the field. He only took 14 shots, and at home, the dude's averaged like 20 shots. So he just didn't shoot the ball enough to really return great value on that investment. MKG in 34 minutes had 8 and 9 to with 4 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Decent game we saw from him. Marvin Williams in 34 minutes had 12 and 7 to go with 2 steals, while Cody Zeller only played 21 minutes. He left the game and did not return. Had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Hopefully, he will be back to form fairly soon. The next game I'm going to talk about, probably the closest game of the night, save the one that went into overtime, but this is a really good game too. The Orlando Magic at home against the Philadelphia 76ers. We saw Robert Covington. He didn't do one thing particularly well, but he did a lot of stuff pretty good. 35 minutes for him. He had 8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 1 block while shooting 25% from the field and did not hit a 3-point shot. Now you see big games from Robert Covington when he does this, but he also shoots well from behind the arc. If he does that, this is a monster game. Ersan Ilyasova in 26 minutes. At first, there was a report came out that said he might not even play, but he went out and in 26 minutes had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 25% from the field. Not a great shooting night for him. Jahlil Okafor, snowflake, move on with him. Gerald Henderson in 20 minutes had 8 and 1 with a block. Not a great game there. Nick Stauskas is keeping the sauce flowing. 28 minutes for him. He had 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Decent game we saw from him. Dario Saric in 27 minutes. The who dat scoring all them points over there player tonight had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals, and hit 3 of 5 3-point shots. Really nice shooting game for him. Nerlens Noel chipped in a decent amount off of the bench. He had 10 points to go with 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks while shooting 66% from the field. And Sergio Rodriguez in 18 minutes had 12 and 3 to go with 5 assists. Didn't see a bad game from TJ McConnell at that price point. He had 8 points, 5 boards, 8 assists, and 3 steals. And this dude looked like he was he was a player on the verge. At a certain point in the season, people started to take notice of TJ McConnell. Like, man, this dude is pretty good. Like, he's damn near almost on a triple-double almost every time he hits the floor. We haven't seen that production as of late. So, take that for what it's worth. On the Orlando side, Mario Hezonja got the start in place of Aaron Gordon. Didn't do much with it. He only played 18 minutes. He had 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists while shooting 1 for 4 from the field. Not a great game there. Serge Ibaka did not do much with his 34 minutes. He had 16 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 4 blocks while shooting 6 of 14 for 42% from the field and 2 for 4 from behind the arc. Nikolai Vucevic doubled a big one in his 31 minutes. He had 21 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks while shooting 76% from the field. Really nice game there we saw from Nikolai Vucevic. Evan Fournier, your heat check player tonight, had 24 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, was on a triple-double watch, also had a steal, and shot 38% from the field, 8 of 21. If he shoots a little better, man, he drops an easy 50 bomb and helps a lot of us out. CJ Watson got the start. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Not a bad game from him. And Elfrid Payton, in his time off of the bench, had 15 and 1 to go with 3 assists and 1 steal. Bad game for him. Bismack Biyombo got a little busy on him. He was at minimum salary, $3K. And in 16 minutes, he had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. A couple of cats in the shop were sharp on him, and they did let us know that that's somebody that they were looking at in their lineups. The next player we're going to talk about is the Oklahoma City Thunder in this motherfucking craziness, welcoming to town the Cleveland Cavaliers, where we thought we were not going to see the Big Three. Then the Big Three were playing. Then a report came out that said, well, he still wasn't sure. This shit was fucking nuts. It was nuts. It was nuts. LeBron James, he played 40 minutes. This dude went from, I might rest. Wednesday, the report was he's going to play Wednesday, but he's not going to play Thursday. Then none of them are going to play Thursday. Then they're all playing Thursday. To him playing 40 fucking minutes. And in 40 minutes, he had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks while shooting 42% from the field. And this team does not look like a very good team right now. They just don't. Kevin Love double-doubled in 30 minutes. He had 15 and 12 to go with 3 steals. Not a great game there. Tristan Thompson 10 and 5 to go with 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. And Kyrie Irving led the Cleveland side in scoring. He had 28 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. And you know at some point this Big Three is going to blow the fuck up. And when they do, nobody's going to stack them. So I'm waiting in the weeds on that shit. They owe me money, especially LeBron. They owe me money. Now, Derek Williams just arrived on the teams, and in 21 minutes, he had 12 points and 1 assist. This dude could find a home here. He really could. I mean, being around a guy like LeBron, practicing with those guys, he's got to get better. I mean, he's never been around a team with a winning culture. He played for the Knicks, for Christ's sake. Horrible. On the Oklahoma City Thunder side, we saw a really nice game. Nice triple-double from Russell Westbrook. He played 35 minutes, had 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists to go with 4 steals. He shot 40% from the field, hit 5 of 5 free throws, and 2 of 6 3-point shots. Vic Oladipo was a really good sidekick in 36 minutes. He had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, while shooting 52% from the field, also knocking down 2 of 6 3-point shots. Pretty good game there. Steven Adams, nice double-double for him in 39 minutes. He had 20 and 13 with 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Good game we saw from him. And, oh man, Cam Payne off of the bench. 15 points with 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 1 steal in his 12 minutes. That was a pretty good showing for him. Hopefully, he can step right into that backup point guard role. He's a young, up-and-coming player. I think after the All-Star break, we're going to see a lot more of Cam Payne. Next game we're going to talk about was actually the most competitive game. This game actually went into overtime. It was supposed to be one of the lower point totals on the slate, but it proved to be a really solid matchup as I had plans to fade the entire game. On the Utah side, Gordon Hayward, man, this dude is the only player in Utah Jazz history since Karl Malone to average better than 22 points a game. Like, he's balling the fuck out. He's balling out. Now, he led the team in minutes here, had played 43 minutes, 36 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, while shooting 48% from the field, hit 4 of 10 3-point shots, got to the line 7 times, and converted 6 of those tries into points. Really good game there. Derek Favors only had 6 points, but he did grab 10 boards, had 2 assists and 2 steals, while shooting 22% from the field. Derek, you're too big for that shit, man. You're a fucking big man. Score the ball in the paint. Just do it. Rudy Gobert, in 35 minutes, had 15 and 15 to go with 3 assists and 2 blocks. Good game from him. Joe Ingles, really nice game there. 40 minutes he played. He had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal, while shooting 50% from the field and 4 of 7 from behind the arc. Awesome game we saw from him. And Burks, man, he had a nice game too. In 22 minutes, he had 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, while shooting 45% from the field. On the Dallas Mavericks side, decent game we saw from Wesley Matthews. In 42 minutes, he had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 60% from the field, hit 1 of 3 3-point shots, converted both of his free throw tries into points. Pretty good game there. Harrison Barnes dropped 31. He had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, while shooting 60% from the field, hit 2 of 3 3-point shots. Nice game there. Dirk Nowitzki chipped in 20 points to go with 7 boards, 2 assists, and 2 steals, shooting 47% from the field, going 8 of 17. Did not hit a 3-point shot, but Lil Bruh, Steph Curry, really nice one from him. Bounce back game, even though he was dead to me, he had a nice one. 42 minutes, he had 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 50% from the field. Pretty good game there. And Yogi Ferrell had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals in his 25 minutes. Devin Harris kind of took some of those minutes away from Yogi. In 28 of them, he had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Pretty good game there from Devin Harris. The next game and the last game on the slate is going to be the Portland Trail Blazers at home against the Boston Celtics. This was like the late night hammer game. This is a game that I felt like I was going to have a lot on the line with these guys in this game. But we just didn't see a lot of solid performances, man. Jaylen Brown actually did play well. In 32 minutes, he had 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. He only shot 42% from the field, but he hit 2 of 3 3-point shots and converted 6 of 8 free throw attempts into points. Pretty good game for him. Al Horford continues his streak of not good games. 32 points, 32 minutes. He had 12 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 1 block. Not a great game from him. Marcus Smart was a really nice play in this game. Chipped in 18 points, grabbed 6 boards, 5 assists, got 5 steals, and shot 11 for 13. 8 for 13 for 61 field goal percentage. Pretty good percentage on him for there too. Isaiah Thomas in 38 minutes had 34 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Not a great game, but it was a very decent game we saw from Isaiah Thomas. They definitely needed him to have that big fourth quarter surge like he's been doing all year long to push them over the finish line and beat the Portland Trailblazers by 9 points. Gerald Green, did you see the fucking dunk? So dude's in the corner. He's just lining up, about to knock down a 3, and the ball comes off the rim kind of a crazy way, and you didn't see anybody. It was like, oh shit, he just missed the shot. And then out of nowhere, it looks like Gerald Green jumped out of the stands and just fell through the air and dunked it on a dude. Like, Gerald Green is old as shit, but god damn, bro, he still can get up. I mean, he jumped out the freaking gym to put that dunk back. That was an awesome play we saw from Gerald Green. He's an exciting player, always was. Just could never really put it all together and become that all-star talent that we thought he was going to be coming out of college. But Terry Rozier, 24 minutes, had a nice game, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal while shooting 44% from the field. Pretty good game from him. On the Portland Trailblazers side, Mo Harkless got his first start in place of Evan Turner. And in 23 minutes, man, he had 4 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Not a great game there from him. CJ McCollum had 20 and 4 to go with 4 assists and a block, shooting 44% from the field. Did not hit a 3-point shot. He took 6 threes, didn't hit 1. That's when I knew it was going to be a long game for them. Dame Lillard, in 39 minutes, leading the team, had 28 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists while shooting 40% from the field. He got to the line 11 times, converted 10 of those tries into points, and hit 2 of 7 3-point shots. Not a horrible game, but not a great game from him. Al-Farouq Aminu off of the bench. He played 30 minutes, had 26 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, while shooting 66% from the field, and he hit 3 of 5 3-point shots. Really nice game there from Al-Farouq Aminu. Allen Crabbe in 29 minutes had 12 and 3, go with 2 assists, 1 steal, while shooting 62% from the field, hit 2 of 3 3-point shots. Pretty good game from him. Now that we've recapped last night's 5 games, let's go ahead and jump into a quick player pricing as we kind of take a look at who we want to play. As far as like as guys that we're not on this guy at all, or we can give guys a thumbs up and really see what we're working with here. So let's go ahead and pull this up. First, we're gonna do a little quick slate recognition breakdown, and this is very important because if you would have took my advice last night and took a Oklahoma City stack out of the later slate, threw that bitch in the main, bruh, you'd have been exactly where you wanted to be. So let's go ahead and open this up here. Now, tomorrow we've got a 9-game slate. We got a 9-game slate, starts at 7:30. So we get that extra 30 minutes of pre-lock time to go over our lineups, make sure everything is cool. And do not fret, I will be doing a midday mix tomorrow. I will probably we'll probably be in the midday mix probably about 2 or 3 o'clock Eastern time. Be there or be square. We've got a 9-game slate here tomorrow. Really juicy matchups. I like this. We've got a 4-game turbo that starts at 8 o'clock. We've got a 2-game later slate. This is usually what happens. We make lineups in the main. We don't make a lineup in the turbo. So we missed the turbo. The main is not looking good. It looks like we're not going to win all the money in the main. We tilt. Make a lineup in the late. The lineup in the late was actually better than all the lineups we had in the main. So to alleviate that, the tilt, to alleviate that, what I want you to do, I want you to, once you finish making your lineups here in the main, I want you to go over to the turbo. Make a lineup in the turbo. Throw that bitch in the main. throw it in the main. And then here in the late, this don't have to be a tilt slate because you can make a good lineup in that 4-gamer, especially if the games are juicy. We're going to be going over those games too. You can make a nice lineup here, throw it in the main, and you don't have to go full tilt on the whole evening. So let's go ahead, open it up, see what we've got. And what we're going to do, we're going to go by salary because we want to know, where guys are at by salary. Now, first things first, we can see we've got Giannis Antetokounmpo at home against the LA Lakers, no Jabari Parker. I like that. His usage is already through the roof. I think it goes up a step higher with Jabari Parker out. Man, shout out to Jabari Parker, man. That dude is a classy dude, man. I saw a tweet from him, just kind of shouting out Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine went through it, what Jabari Parker went through a year or two ago, as far as the rehab and getting himself back together. And before Jabari even got hurt, he sent a tweet out like, "Yo, man, be strong. It's gonna be all good. You're gonna be jumping out the gym again. It's all good." And then he goes out and he hurts himself. And that's poetic justice, man. That's poetic justice. Sucks that it happened to both of them. Really two good guys I really enjoy watching play, and I hope they both get well. So if you guys are watching this, man, y'all get well, and hope to see you on the court again soon. But Giannis is 11th ranked DVP against a point guard, but he's not a fucking point guard. This dude is like some kind of hybrid craziness that we've never seen before, and I do like him tomorrow at 10.8K. That's the price to get up to. So you've got to really think that he's gonna ball the fuck out in order to roster him at that price. But I think if anybody on this slate has that type of upside to return value in the situation that he's in, with the second best player on the team not being there, him doing it all by himself, I think we can definitely look to him tomorrow. DeMarcus Cousins at 10.7. Everybody's going to see that matchup against Dwight Howard or just the front court of the Atlanta Braves in general, and they're not going to want to give Boogie a shot. At 10.7, it's going to be hard to do. I really think it's going to be hard to do. But, I mean, this dude just came off of a suspension. Maybe he wants to go out and show that he's one of the league's youngest and brightest stars by really having an awesome game against top level talent like Dwight Howard. Maybe that's what he wants. So we can definitely take a look at him tomorrow. John Wall is in a dream spot tomorrow at 10.4K at the crib, going up against Jeff Teague defense. I love John Wall tomorrow. He's probably one of my favorite point guard players on the slate. Anthony Davis is definitely in play against Minnesota at 10.1. This is going to be a matchup of two of the league's brightest young stars. I think they both come to play. I think they both play well. Sometimes when you got players in this situation, I'm like, oh, they're probably going to cancel each other out. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I think these guys are both going to have a really good game, and that's probably why they're priced so close to each other. Karl-Anthony Towns at 10K. I like that too. I think that's a good play there. Steph Curry, 9.5 against against the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, normally I wouldn't like to roster cats, especially these guys, at the grindhouse. I hate playing point guards at the grindhouse because they play such sound, fundamental team defense. Very good help defense. They play the passing lanes really well. This is a very sound team defense. The Memphis Grizzlies I'm talking about, especially at the grindhouse. But if we remember, the last time these two teams played, Memphis beat their ass. And I'm telling you, Golden State Warriors are some light-skinned dudes, man. They some real uppity, they out to show. They'll put the pedal to the metal. I see them playing all 4 quarters, just to pound them, to beat them into submission. I see them doing that, and I think they come out really fired up and play a really nice game. So I don't have any problem with you if you want to roster Steph Curry at 9.5 and or Kevin Durant at 9.4. I like both of those plays. Them two specifically. I like those two specifically. If I had to pick, out of these two, Klay Thompson and Draymond, I like them two tomorrow. I really do. Next play we're going to talk about, Nikola Jokic playing my New York Knicks at New York. Bro, this is going to be a massacre. Jokic is going to fucking eat. He's under 10K. Just play Jokic and just set it and forget it. Just play him. Just play Jokic. I don't really want to talk about it too much because it's against my Knicks. Just fucking play him. I am. Jimmy Butler, if he's questionable, he's questionable, if he plays, I don't like him. I still don't want him. Just because the shit he took us through this last week, I'm not fucking with him. Hassan Whiteside is back up over the 8K mark. He's 8.5K going up against Brook Lopez, who is super soft. One of the softest centers in the league. Whiteside can definitely eat against him. Kawhi Leonard at 8.2 is not a play that I'm particularly fond of going against the Detroit Pistons, but he can have a decent game. The price is down on him. 8.2 is pretty low. Now I'm not jumping over the moon for Kawhi Leonard in this position because I think I want to step up to your Kevin Durant, so I want to step up to Giannis in some spots, maybe some John Wall, and I'm not going to be rostering two or three. I don't think this is not going to be a stars and scrubs day. You're going to have to find some solid mid-level value in order to really cash and make a dent in tournaments. From my estimation, just taking my first glance look at this, and usually the first thing we think is going to be pretty correct. Now, you've also got Paul George in a really nice matchup against the Washington Wizards, so we can look at him as well. Goran Dragic, the price is up to 7.9K. Just attack fucking Brooklyn, bro. Attack Brooklyn. You get Goran Dragic, you get Hassan Whiteside, put them together. The dude leads the league in drives to the basket per game. The very first thing he does on every drive, he does a little loop under the bottom of the goal to see if he can throw a quick lob to Hassan Whiteside. Look like Hassan Whiteside feels like playing right now. I don't think you're going to go wrong with either Goran Dragic or Whiteside, or even combining the two. Against the Brooklyn Nets, they're going to eat. Jrue Holiday at 7.8 was not a play that I liked last time out. I do think he bounces back in this game. The price is down to a more manageable level at 7.8. Dwayne Wade is questionable, probably going to play tomorrow. If he does, he definitely is in play, especially if we don't see Jimmy Butler. Andre Drummond at 7.7 is a play that you can definitely look to. That price is fairly low on him. Carmelo Anthony. Now, Carmelo averages about 26 points a game versus his old team, the team that drafted him, the Denver Nuggets. Is that going to be enough? He averages about 27 points and I believe 6 boards, 3 assists, and 0.7 steals against this team. Now, this is a narrative that can go both two ways. Carmelo Anthony, Denver Nuggets coming to New York, I'm going to beat their ass. He goes off, 10th ranked DVP against small forwards. Or Wilson Chandler, remember I was on this team, brother? Danilo Gallinari, remember I was on this team? They traded us for you. And I'm going to show you that they should have traded me for you. And then he balls out. He's a little bit cheaper. So, we can look at that. Paul Millsap, 7.6 is a play I love against the Sacramento Kings. We definitely can look to him for that. Draymond Green at 7.5 is a play that I kind of like, but not as much as I like Kevin Durant and those other guys. Jeff Teague at 7.4, he's in play because we know John Wall is not a great defender. He's not a great defender. So we can look to Jeff Teague if we have to. Bradley Beal, 7.4, I kind of like that. They are particularly weak defending the shooting guard position. Marc Gasol is not a play that I'm very interested in at his price point. Mike Conley, we can look to him tomorrow because we know Steph Curry gives it up to point guards. We know that. Andrew Wiggins is in a really nice matchup at 7.2 against the New Orleans Pelicans. Eric Bledsoe at 7.2 is not in a bad spot. It says the 8th ranked DVP, but that's not that bad. Wilson Chandler, the price is up to 7.1, but I think he's not a must play, but he's very close to it. He's very close to a must play tomorrow at 7.1. That's a stackable offense tomorrow, especially if Danilo Gallinari is out. If we still get Will Barton at or around 6K, we have to check and see what we got going down. Kristaps Porzingis at 6.9. While he is under 7K, he is in play. Definitely in play. Brook Lopez at 6.8. He is in play as well. Dion Waiters is questionable. If he does play, I kind of like him at that 6.7 price point. Dwight Howard can definitely eat against Boogie in Sacramento. Markieff Morris was questionable. Probably going to play tomorrow. 6.6. You can look to that. Otto Porter's not a play that I'm particularly interested in. Dennis Schroeder. No, I don't like Dennis Schroeder. Point guards have a hard time against Darren Collison. Dude's playing lights out defense this year. Playing really good defense. They're playing pretty good team defense against the point guard position. They're attacking Boogie. They're trying to get him in foul trouble. They're trying to get him riled up. They're trying to work Boogie up. And the first thing they do is attack him in the front court. So you don't see the same amount of usage and touches at the point guard position against the Sacramento Kings. So I don't like Dennis Schroeder too much tomorrow. Devin Booker is in play at 6.5. Rubio's not a play that I'm interested in at 6.4, even though this is the 27th ranked DVP against the point guard position. I'm just not too interested in Ricky Rubio tomorrow. LaMarcus Aldridge is not a player that piques my interest. Derrick Rose, yes, I like D Rose. 6.3, I think he's a solid play. I like him. Klay Thompson going against Tony Allen. This is a 26th ranked DVP against the shooting guard position. He's at 6.2. That is a very fair price. If you do not want to pay up to get your Curry and your Durant, and you want a piece of this game, that's a nice place to go. That's a nice place to go. Martin Gortat, 6.1, has been playing pretty well lately. I think we're going to be seeing Ian Mahinmi back. That may cut into his minutes some. We have to check and look. Will Barton at 6.1 is a play that you can look to if Danilo Gallinari is out. James Johnson is in a plus matchup at 6K against the Brooklyn Nets. And we can target the Brooklyn Nets, bro. There's no problem with doing that. D'Angelo Russell, 5.9, is not a play that I'm interested in. But while if this dude is under 6K, you've got to take a look at him. He's a 7K player. Miles Turner, 5.8. The price is down on him. He could definitely be a decent play. Tim Hardaway Jr. is not a play that I'm particularly interested in at 5.7. We got to check and see if Thabo is going to be out. Zach Randolph, he may come back for this game. If he does, I don't like him too much at 5.6. Matt Barnes has been playing so well lately. The price went down on him. He's 5.6. You got to give Matt Barnes a look tomorrow, even with Boogie back in the fold. Terrence Jones is not a play that I'm very interested in at 5.5. Tyler Johnson is a no for me. Trevor Booker, 5.5. This would normally be a pretty pace-up matchup, but I think the best player on the floor tomorrow is going to be Hassan Whiteside, and that tells me pace down. I do not like Trevor Booker tomorrow. Danilo Gallinari should be out tomorrow. If he is, you know what we can do with guys like Wilson Chandler and Will Barton. You already know that. Julius Randle had a pretty decent game out last time. Don't think we see it again. At 5.4K, he's very cheap. And that's not a I mean a double and he's made value. Going up against the first-rate DVP, a lot of people are going to see that and not want to play that. I think you're going to give him a look. Thaddeus Young is questionable, probably not going to play tomorrow. We attack Atlanta at the point guard position. No better way to do this tomorrow than with Darren Collison at 5.4K. You might think it's point chasing because he had a really nice game out last time, but it's not. This is strictly an Atlanta against the point guard position play. Schroeder particularly. Now, they've gotten better over the last month against the point guard position, but check some of the point guards they've been playing. They haven't been playing pretty great point guards. 18th ranked is still a really solid spot. I love Darren Collison with that increase in minutes because we know he's probably the only point guard that's going to be on the floor most of the time for the Sacramento Kings. Boogie is back, so that means he has someone to get those assist numbers with. I like Darren Collison tomorrow. 5.4K is the price. I think it's a really good play. Lou Williams is in play for me at 5.3. I never liked Lou Williams, so beware. I think this is a Lou Williams game. I think it's a Lou Williams game. I like him tomorrow. Hernangomez at 5.2. Now his brother plays for the Denver Nuggets, so there may be an interesting narrative there, a little brother on brother. I think Willie is going to want to go out and have a good game. We can definitely look to him at 5.2K. The price is down from that 5.9. Greg Monroe is solid in play at 5.1. If I had to pick one like damn near lock guy, it's a lock at this price point, it's going to be Greg Monroe. I think we're going to see a nice increase in minutes for him. He may even get a start with Jabari Parker being out for the rest of the season. So I do like Greg Monroe tomorrow. Marcus Morris is a no for me. JaMychal Green, if Zebo is out, he might be in play. Tyson Chandler going up against his old team, the Chicago Bulls. I like him at 5.1K. Even though the Chicago Bulls is probably the best rebounding team in the league, I do like Tyson Chandler tomorrow and a little revenge narrative there. Malcolm Brogdon at 5K is not a play that I'm particularly interested in. Gorgui Dieng is a no for me. KCP, this might be a good spot for him at 5K. The price is down. Going up against Danny Green. I can see KCP having a nice game tomorrow. Tobias Harris is a no for me. Gary Harris is a no for me at 5K. Michael Carter-Williams, no. Reggie Jackson, look at this price on Reggie Jackson. Just because he's that cheap, you've got to give him consideration at 4.9K. That's just too cheap for a guy that has the talent that this guy has. And I've got to take a look at that. I'm going to have that somewhere. David Lee is a no. Rajon Rondo is a no for me. Taj Gibson is in play at 4.9. That's a very fair price for him. Kenneth Faried, if he does play, I don't like him. TJ Warren is in play at 4.8. Bojan is a no for me. Brandon Jennings is finally back down to a manageable level, 4.7K. But I do like Derrick Rose, so I won't have any Brandon Jennings. Robin Lopez is a no for me. Kent Bazemore is dead to me, course, Kyle Quinn is a no. John Lewis is a no. Brandon Ingram could be a nice play at 4.4K. Ronnie Hollis Jefferson is a no for me. Tony Allen, I kind of like him. He had a really nice game against them the last time at 4.4K. He's going to see a lot of defensive usage just because he's their primary on-ball defender. I like Tony Allen tomorrow. Ty Lawson, of course, we know he's probably going to be out tomorrow. Jameer Nelson is a no for me. PJ Tucker is in play at 4.4K. I kind of like that. Tyreek Evans is questionable, but he's probably going to play tomorrow. Shabazz Muhammad off of the bench, 4.3 is the price point. That's not bad at all for him. Emmanuel Mudiay is out. You already know that. Sean Kilpatrick is not in play for me. Wayne Ellington is in play at 4.2. Now, he once played for the Brooklyn Nets. There's a revenge narrative there. John Henson at 4.1K. The price is up on him just a little bit. But without Jabari Parker, he's going to have to see an extended minutes. I kind of like him at that price point, especially if he does get the start. Tony Parker at 4.1 is not a play that I'm particularly interested in. TJ Miles has been playing pretty well lately. I think that could continue at 4.1 going up against Bradley Beal defense. Larry Nance, 4K. It's not a play that I like very much. Now, Dwayne Dedmon, if he's starting, I like him again. Karis LeVert is going to play, and I don't like him too much. Willie Reed is a no. Tolliver is a no for me. Swaggy P at 3.9 is a very cheap price for a guy that's starting and could knock down some early buckets, get his mojo going and really, score 15 points, 16 points. I like him. I kind of like him. Tariq Black at 3.9 is a player that I kind of like at that price point. Danny Green, 3.9 is a no. Rodney McGruder had a really nice game out last time. If he starts, he's in play at 3.9. Kelly Oubre Jr. is a no. Vince Carter should be back playing at 3.9. We can look to Vince Carter if he wants a cheap salary saver at the forward position. Because there's not a ton to pay up for it. It's not like this is a Harden or Westbrook Slade and LeBron and you got all the motherfuckers. It's really not like that. It's really, you can pretty much have a very flexible, balanced lineup, and I think you'll be where you want to be as far as hitting the cash line tomorrow. Coach DeCufo, no. Dellavedova, yes, at 3.8. I like him. Jordan Clarkson's a no for me. LeVoy Allen, no, I'm not doing that. Iguodala at 3.8, no. Carly Stein is a no for me. Jamal Murray is a no for me. Courtney Lee, I kind of like him at 3.8. I like Courtney Lee tomorrow at 3.8. I like that. Zubac is a no. Ish Smith, he stole a lot of minutes, or took a lot of minutes from Reggie Jackson. Does that continue tomorrow? I'm not willing to bet on it. 3.7 is the price point. You're willing to take that risk if you want. He's still very cheap. Sean Livingston is a no for me. Miritic, no. Marcus Chris, he's going to get the start against Chicago. He is definitely in play at 3.7. We're seeing Chris Middleton get back. Now, he's still under that minutes restriction where we're going to see between 12 and 15 minutes. He's just not ready yet. Chris Dunn is a no for me. Jonathan Simmons is a no for me. Let's go ahead and find Justin Holiday is a guy that's in play at 3.6K. I kind of like him. Let's go ahead and find that 3K. That's salary saver. The guy is really going to help us, if we need a guy that is at 3K can help us to, return maybe 10x value in some spots. Let's go ahead and find him. That's what we need. We need a legit 3K guy. Now, you can look at a couple of these guys from Milwaukee. Actually, all of these dudes from Milwaukee. You look at a couple of these guys from Milwaukee, okay? Now, Mirza Terletovic at 3K, does he step into a role with Jabari Parker being out where he's getting court time? Is that possible? Yeah. Don Maker, 3K. It's possible. So what we want to do is we want to stick close to what we see on social media. Pay attention to ESPN, NBA.com, the Fantasy Labs, Basketball Monster, all of those sites. We want to be attentive to that. We want to be really attentive because there's a good chance that one of these two guys can see a really nice increase in minutes with them dealing with that Jabari Parker injury. Okay. Anybody else? We see Eunice. We've gotten to the point where it is slim pickings around here, bro. Like, this is a really, really good slate, man. Boban, revenge game, 3K. Boban. He played for San Antonio. Hey, never know. Trey Burke is at 3K. We've got Aaron Brooks at 3K. Al Jefferson. Yo, all right, I'm gonna tell you right now. Get you some Al Jefferson tomorrow. Listen now, if Dan Young is out, get you some Al Jefferson tomorrow. You heard it here first. Get you some Al Jefferson tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get the logo back popping. And what we're going to do now is just run through the games, run through the point totals. That way, we already got a player pool kind of set in our head. Now, because we want to target, first we want to know who all's playing. Everybody's playing. We want to know who's on the roster, who's on the docket. We want to know that. Then we want to know what are the point totals, and then from there we're gonna extract our core plays from those two items that we brought up. Okay, so logo back popping. Now, and just want to remind you all, man, about the contest that we've got going on in the sweatshop, where you tag me on Twitter with your best DraftKings or FanDuel lineup, and I will cop you the DFS Sweatshop swag. I will have it sent to your doorstep. All you got to do is hit me with the hashtag Sweatshop swag. It's got to be picture the logo and your highest DraftKings or FanDuel score, the highest one of the week on FanDuel, the highest one of the week on DraftKings. I will send out to you your very own Sweatshop swag T-shirt. You can have the choice if you want it in white or black. So go ahead and get me those messages or those screenshots on Twitter, and we can work from there. Let's go ahead and jump into tonight's 9-game slate, and this is what I love. I play very sparingly on those smaller slates, but on a 6, 7, 8, 9 games, that's where I live, man. That's my wheelhouse, man. I really love to target those games. So let's take a quick break. Pineapple. I took it to the game. I ain't buying no liquor, man. I'm broke. Fuck you think? You done did it. Don't look at me like that. So let's go ahead and jump into the points totals. We're gonna start in Brooklyn tomorrow, where the Nets are inviting the Miami Heat to come and dance all over their court. This is a 213-point total, with the Miami Heat giving up 6.5 points. So that's already telling you the Brooklyn Nets are a home dog. I like home dogs. Okay, that's going to lead me to take a closer look on the Brooklyn Nets side, and I'm going to start with Brook Lopez. He's going up against Hassan Whiteside, who is a pretty good defender as a part of the unit, a team. Yeah, you lead him to me, I'll block his shot. But once you dump the ball down to Brook Lopez, and he's able to maneuver on that low block with Hassan Whiteside there, he can definitely score the basketball. Also, he's been shooting that three-point shot a lot lately. And if it's going down tomorrow, he can cause a lot of trouble for Hassan Whiteside and for the Miami Heat in general to keep this game close and to keep all of the starters getting their full allotment of minutes. So he's a player that you've got to take a look at that price point that he is at. Also, we talked about Trevor Booker and how I don't like him. He's more suited to pace up matchups. I don't like him very much. Also, there's not too much that I like on the Brooklyn side outside of Brook Lopez, who we just talked about. On the Miami Heat side, lot to like here. We know we can attack the Brooklyn Nets at just about any position. Now, the only person that gives me pause is when they start Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, because he is one of those defensive stoppers. This dude is going to become a really good defender in this league. He reminds me of, he's like a little Tony Allen light. You know, he's like a little diet Tony Allen. I like him. He's a really good player. Really good player. So, on the Miami side, Goran Dragic, definitely in play. Hassan Whiteside, definitely in play. If we see Dion Waiters and we know he's going to get a full run of minutes, he's definitely in play. James Johnson, he's in play. I like him less if Rondae Hollis-Jefferson is starting and guarding him. Next game we're going to talk about is the Detroit Pistons at home against the San Antonio Spurs. This is a 209-point total, with the San Antonio Spurs being the road favorite. Yes, they are giving up 4.5 points to the Detroit Pistons. Lot to like in this game, I think, because we've got guys that are just so fucking cheap. We're talking about Reggie Jackson at 4.9K going up against an old, slow Tony Parker. That could be a disaster for Tony Parker. It really could be. Also, guys could get popped. You never know. A guy from the we could get popped on the San Antonio side, makes the team weaker. Next thing you know, it's a close game, and Detroit is running all over him. That could happen too. Andre Drummond is in play, definitely. You gotta look at Andre Drummond in this game. I think KCP can have a nice one going up against Danny Green. On the other hand, I kind of like Danny Green going up against KCP. he's going to see a lot of defensive usage because KCP is a ball hawk. He has the ball a lot in his hand. So we're going to see a lot of Danny Green on him, which means he's going to have opportunities to get points and rebounds and assists and really do things with the basketball at that 3.9K price tag. So there's a few things to like about this game. A lot of people are going to be drawn off by the bigger point totals, but this is what separates these sharper players from the guys who just play in a novice role, right? Is the ability to go into tough games like the guy tonight, the homie man, the homie Samuel. I like to drum. He's in the DFS Sweatshop VIP group. Guy says, "Damn," circles this game is like, "See, you said fade this game, but look what happened." So there were guys in the sweatshop that knew to go into the Utah and Dallas game from last night and extract that good value. They saw things that I didn't see. And that's the beauty of being in the sweatshop, man. Is people think it's all about me. It's really not, bro. The actual brain of the DFS sweatshop is in the Facebook VIPs. Like that's the actual brain. I'm just the voice. I learn shit from them and I view the game. I try to view the game through their eyes, and I go back and report to them what I've learned, what I've seen. I watch as many games as I can. I try to watch every NBA game. So the real brain trust of this thing is the community of guys in the group. Like that's where it all goes. You can't tell me that you spent a week with these guys and you haven't become a better DFS player. That's just crazy. That's just impossible. So, going back to the San Antonio and Detroit game, we're talking about Kawhi Leonard, man. The dude is a beast. He's at 8.2K. That's a very, very low price point on him. I would love to roster him tomorrow, but I just can never be sure what Popovich is going to do. It's very hard for me to roster San Antonio players. I don't mind rostering against them. Like in the beginning of the season, I'm not playing nobody against San Antonio. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I never do it. I don't feel like that anymore. But when it comes to rostering those cats, man, it's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. Especially when you're a guy like me, I can't roll out 150 lineups. I got 5 lines I'm rolling, and most of the cats that's in 5 of my lines are in multiple of the 5 lines. So I might have one dude in 4 lineups, and if I got Kawhi Leonard or LaMarcus Aldridge or Tony Parker or one of the motherfuckers in 4 of my lineups, and I get popped, like that, my night is fucked. So because I'm just a small time player, I can't roster too many guys from San Antonio. I just can't do it. But Kawhi Leonard's in a great spot. I like where he is. I think he can play a decent game tomorrow. 8.2K out of all of the studs, the bona fide studs on the slate, he is the fucking cheapest. And we've got to take a look at that. Next game I'm going to talk about is the New York Knicks, my New York Knicks, at home against the Denver Nuggets. This is a 228-point total with a 2.5 point spread going in favor of the New York Knicks. That's right. The Knicks are giving up 2.5 points to the Denver Nuggets. And at 228 points, you got to get you a piece of this. But you got to get the right piece. I'm going to help you start that off. Jokic. Motherfucker, just play Jokic. Get him in there. I might well issue a core 3 for tomorrow. Because I'm going to tell you. I'm going to have Jokic in a lot of spots. I might as well just issue a core 3. Because I love Jokic tomorrow. So, we love Jokic. Wilson Chandler definitely in play. There's a little revenge narrative going on there. Danilo Gallinari is probably going to be out if he does play. I even like him. I think Melo has a solid game in this one. I like Kristaps Porzingis. Derrick Rose is my X factor in this game. He is the one that can go out and ball the fuck out and really get a solid piece of this 228-point total and go low on while doing it. So I like Derrick Rose tomorrow. I think nobody's going to like Gary Harris from what happened early in the week, but you've got to have a short memory in DFS. Gary Harris can have a decent game. We talked already about Courtney Lee, and I really wish this game was in the. Let me see if this game. Because if this game is in the turbo, is this? No, it's probably not. It's probably not. Yep, it's a 7:30 game. If this game was in the 8 o'clock joint, I'll stack that bitch and let it ride. I promise you I would. Let's see. No, it's not. It's a 7:30 start, so it's not in the turbo slate. Damn, this game should have been in the turbo slate because it's a very juicy point total. So we got Jokic, we've got Jamal Murray's in play, Gary Harris is in play, Will Barton, of course, if we don't see Gallinari. Chandler. Man, there's a lot of guys in this game that you can definitely look to and roster with confidence. So, next game we're going to talk about is the Golden State Warriors going to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. This is a 215-point total, which surprisingly is only a 7.5-point differential. The Golden State Warriors are giving up 7.5 points to the. I was just checking. The Golden State Warriors are giving up 7.5 points to the Memphis Grizzlies. They're at the grindhouse. Like I said, I like Curry. I like Durant. You can look to Klay Thompson if you want a piece of the game, but you want a cheaper piece of this game. Mike Conley is in play for me. No Gasol. I don't like Gasol too much in this game. He did have a good one against them last time. I'm just not counting on them playing. Steve Kerr is a very good coach. He's kind of better Czechian in the way he approaches the game. And Marc Gasol had a pretty nice game against him last time. And I think he's going to try to take Marc Gasol off of the floor fairly quickly. Plus, JaVale McGee is one of the biggest, most mobile motherfuckers I've ever seen play that position the way he's been playing it lately. Very different from Zaza Pachulia. He gives them a lot of flexibility, a lot of range of motion when it comes to their front court plays. He's actually, been able to log decent minutes where he was at. So I don't like Marc Gasol very much tomorrow. Tony Allen definitely in play. We talked about him already, seeing a lot of defensive usage. I kind of like him tomorrow. Next game on the slate. The more I talk about the slate, the more confidence I am building in my ability to issue out a kick-ass motherfucking core four, some awesome lineups, and we gonna eat tomorrow in the shop. You heard it. You heard it here first. Tomorrow in the shop, bitch, we eating. And we ain't playing. Next game I'm gonna talk about, LA Lakers going to the Milwaukee Bucks. And the one more thing I like about this slate is pretty laid out. There's not too much uncertainty. We know who's playing. We have a good idea who's not playing. This is going to be a really nice, for the informed people that play DFS NBA tomorrow. You're going to have a really good crack at making some nice lineups. Friday going to be good. It's going to be a good Friday. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Next game I'm going to talk about, the LA Lakers going to the Milwaukee Bucks. This is another juicy point total. 219.5 points is the point total. Milwaukee has given up 4.5. They are the home favorite. Even after losing one of the best players on their team, they are still favored on the road. At home against the LA Lakers. I like Giannis. I think he's in a really good spot. I think he's going to want to play well. I think he's going to want to play very well. And you got to remember, these guys are world-class fucking athletes, man. If they want to play, they can play. And I think tomorrow, Giannis is going to want to play really well. So I will be giving him a look in some spots. He is the highest salaried guy on the slate. So you've got to approach that with caution. You don't want to just get Giannis just for the sake of saying, hey, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo, but the rest of your lineup you're not happy with. Because you've got to remember, as a profitable player, comfort is key. If you're not comfortable with the lineups you're rolling out, if you can't look at him and say, there's a specific set sound reasoning for every guy you see on my roster, it's probably not the best one that you could have made, okay? So, Delly is it going to be in play for us here, especially if he does get to start. I kind of like him. Greg Monroe, we talked about him being a motherfucking damn near lock tomorrow for minutes. I'm not saying a lock for points in the score, a bunch of points, but I mean a lock for the minutes because you're not going to see Jabari Parker. But the X factor in this game is going to be who is going to pick up the most of the Jabari Parker minutes. Are we going to see somebody new off the bench? We're going to see some Thon Maker. We're going to see, Mirza Teletovic. Are we going to see Mike Beasley get a crack at it? So we've got to really pay attention and see who's going to be starting and projecting where the minutes are going to be going. The LA Lakers side, you got to give, at 5.9K, you got to give D'Angelo Russell some consideration. You've got to. I like Lou Williams a lot off of the bench in this game. I think you can also look to Julius Randle. Dude's cheap as fuck, 5.4K. Now, at one point, he was approaching 8K in salary. Dude was balling at one point in the season. Had that little bout with pneumonia. I think he's all good to go now. You can give him a look at 5.4. You've got to. At least you own that. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Minnesota Timberwolves at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. This is a 214-point total, a mid-level point total on a slate like this. The point spread is 3.5 in favor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are giving up 3.5 to the Pelicans. Normally, when two guys like this get on the court, I tell you, man, they're probably going to cancel each other out. But I don't see that happening, man. I see both of these guys having good games. I'm talking about Anthony Davis as well as Karl Anthony Towns. So, which one would I choose right now? Put a gun to my head. Who do I want? Cat or do I want Anthony Davis? Now, Davis has 99-point upside. This dude can go out and have a fucking monster, a beast. But which one of these guys gives me the best chance at having the highest scoring DraftKings score on the night? I'd have to say it's Anthony Davis. That's where I would go. And when it comes to a guy like that, if I think I can get that much from him, I want a teammate of his too. And so that's asking me if I go Cat, would I want to have Rubio? No. What's a better play, Cat and Rubio, or Davis and Jrue Holiday? That settles it right there. That settles it. Also, I like Wiggins in this game too. Remember, Zach LaVine is out, so that usage man is going somewhere. And the Chris Duns and shit, all that shit sound good, but them cats ain't really getting to the mud. They ain't really doing it like that. It's all on because my quandary every time I felt like rostering guys in Minnesota was, do I get LaVine or do I get Wiggins? But now I gotta worry about that shit for the rest of the season. I'm rolling with Wiggins. Price is fair. The matchup is good. Roll them out. Next game I'm going to talk about is probably my favorite game on the slate. And be aware, this is a nationally televised game. NBA players love to see themselves playing well on TV. Do not be fooled about that. That is not a false narrative. That is real shit. So look, when you fill out these rosters and you're looking on these slates, man, go check. Look at NBA.com. See where the game's gonna be televised. I mean, you're all gonna be televised on League Pass, or if you got Reddit, you heard that from me. But they're all gonna be on TV. But on nationally televised games, we've got an ESPN game with the Indiana Pacers going to Washington to take on the Wizards. I like John Wall in this spot. I like Paul George in this spot. I think these are really good plays you can play. Now, a lot of people are going to want to go to Jeff Teague based off what he did last game, and he could have a nice one. He could have a decent one. But does Jeff Teague have that 70-point upside that we're going to see from John Wall tomorrow? No. No. Is Jeff Teague's ownership going to be higher than John Wall? Probably. Probably. Because he's cheaper. And a lot of cats are going to be on that. But I think Paul George has a Paul George game tomorrow. And I think John Wall can have a John Wall game tomorrow. For that reason, those are the two guys I like. It's a 214.5 point total with a -5 going in favor of the Washington Wizards. They are at home giving up 5 points to the Indiana Pacers. There's also a few more interesting plays you can look at. We talked about the 3K player today, who I feel is definitely going to be Al Jefferson. We talked about Ian Mahinmi coming back. Going to probably be taking a few minutes away from Marcin Gortat. We talked about Brad Beal being a solid play going up against C.J. Miles if he does get to start at the 2 guard. We talked about C.J. Miles being a decent play against Bradley Beal. I would bet the over in this game without a doubt. I would definitely bet the over. There's a lot to like about this game. Next game we're going to talk about is the only game on the slate without a point total because the Chicago Bulls are dealing with injury issues, especially when it comes to Jimmy Butler as well as Dwayne Wade. We've got to check on that, make sure those guys are going to be playing, or make sure we know if they're not. If they're not playing, I'm good. I'm a straight fade on the Chicago side of this game. But I do, on the other side, I think Eric Bledsoe deserves consideration, especially because let's not get it twisted. Phoenix is a bad team too. And without Butler or without Wade or without both of them, Chicago's a bad team too. So there's going to be a lot of rebounds, a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, a few blocks. So this could definitely be a solid game that not a lot of people want to fuck with. You've got to pick the right guys in this game, and I think we start with Tyson Chandler on the Phoenix Suns side. I think Devin Booker can be a really solid play. Coming off of that tough loss he took against the Memphis Grizzlies, the dude wants to go out and shows that he belongs in this league and he's a solid player. I like him. And I think Eric Bledsoe is due for a bounce back as well. Next game we're going to talk about, and the last game on tonight's slate, is a 208.5 point total. And don't let that discourage you. It's one of the lower point totals on the slate. But this game is only a 1.5 point differential. And that's going in favor of the Atlanta Hawks. They are the road favorite, giving up 1.5 points to the Sacramento Kings. That makes the Kings a home dog. You got Boogie at home in a 1.5 point total, going up against a pretty decent front court. Maybe he comes to play. Mad about the suspension. wants to show the NBA, hey man, I'm a star. Y'all can't suspend me, bitch. I'm gonna go out and drop a triple-double on him. Maybe that's what he does. I'm gonna have him somewhere just for that narrative right there. Also, it's been one of my things all year long to attack uh, the Atlanta Hawks on the perimeter, most specifically with the primary ball handler and or the point guard. Now we know when the game starts, the primary ball handler is gonna be Darren Collison. But once the second team comes in without Ty Lawson, who becomes the primary ball handler? Matt Barnes. Look at it. The dude's been playing a ton of point forward, especially after we saw Ty Lawson go down in that last matchup. I think that bodes very well for him. I like him tomorrow. So we've got Boogie in play. We've got Matt Barnes in play as well as Darren Collison. On the Atlanta Hawks side, I do not like Dennis Schroeder as much as I did the last time out. I think Millsap is going to be a play on that side. You can also look to Dwight Howard. But there's like foul trouble potential here because both of these guys are very active around the basket. But for Dwight Howard more so than Boogie because Boogie is very active going to the basket. Boogie can put it on the floor and pick up those fouls, trying to score, trying to get those and ones. So that would lead me off of Howard and probably a little bit more on to Millsap tomorrow. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's breakdown of the 9-game slate that's coming up. Yo, thank you so much, man, for all the support that you've been giving me, man. This is wonderful. This is beautiful. The community vibe that we've established, being the very best at what we do, knowing that nobody is doing what we're doing in DFS right now. It is a movement. It is a new rage. It is a new wave to be a part of the DFS Sweatshop. And I thank you so much for being here. If you would like to support the show even further because you know you're supporting the show, by just giving me a voice on YouTube, man, with your likes and your comments, your dislikes, and fuck you to them old punk ass snowflakes, the 1 or 2 motherfuckers every 3 or 4 shows who like to dislike the video, Joe Snowflake ass. But anyway, I love the fact that you've been so supportive. And if you want to support the show further, there's a box over there, man. It says support the show. Go ahead and click that box and let it take you where it has to take you. Also, cop you some DFS Sweatshop swag, man. There's going to be a link in the video, to the bottom of the video, where you can go on and you can cop whatever you want, man. We've got a few different styles, different colors. It's all good. Ladies, you're welcome. We ain't got the pink yet, but we got them coming. Also, you can support my personal PayPal at simmonsmaurice95 at yahoo.com, or you can do the very best thing, man, and become a bona fide member here in the DFS Sweatshop by visiting our website at www.dfssweatshop.com. That's where you will receive all of the tools, all of the tutelage to turn you into a profitable daily fantasy sports player. Remember, this is your DFS Jerusalem, and the one thing I want you to do in the sweatshop every day, all day, is keep it 300.